Is it just me who loves to eat bread with cement? I'm really sad to say you're probably not alone. Unfortunately for the rest of us, there are others like you out there waiting for you to find them and to multiply with. Hi again, guys, and today we're gonna look at some f***ed up looking food, courtesy of the Messed Up Foods Twitter account. I hope it was worth it, man. The concept is pretty self-explanatory, and I won't lie, I've been looking forward to this one for a while. I've heard that a lot of y'all picked me as the person you watch so you don't die from eating dinner without a YouTube video. And I just really wanted to take the time to make whatever food is currently in front of you as unappetizing as possible. Like, look at these Hennessy cupcakes. Nothing has killed a sweet tooth for me faster than this image has. If you enjoy this video, this card at the end will take you to another like it, and less than 20% of y'all are subscribed with notifications on. If you sub and hit that bell icon, you'll never miss an upload, and you can always undo it later. I think one of the most concerning food things I've had to look at recently is people on TikTok saving half their food for later before showing you man-made horrors that, unfortunately, I can comprehend. A checkered banana. You could play 4D chess on that thing. Your grandma could probably knit a quilt out of it. You could work the night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria on that thing. Am I making sense here? That video set off a wave of people saving half of the weirdest consumable item you can think of for later, then showing us some food they'd arranged in a very precarious situation. This dude said he ate a Dr. Pepper, and he wasn't joking. He took one long chomp, cleaving that can in half. Mutants are living among us. Speaking of Dr. Pepper, it's actually a bit sad that he's not a doctor anymore. He recently had his medical license revoked after he negligently killed 40 babies due to medical malpractice. That's the last time I buy AirPods from the farmer's market, and I thought the noise leak from my current headphones was bad. People are gonna be able to hear whatever weird shit you're listening to from across the ocean. The CIA doesn't even have to tap your phone to know what you're hearing. I can't pronounce this for the life of me, but there's another TikTok trend going around that has people tying bows around just about anything, and it's led to less than God-fearing results. You know, like tying a bow around individual chicken nuggets in the ketchup you dip those nuggets into. Somehow the same thing done to a pickle doesn't look as weird to me. Ah, God. Alright, we've looked at some dog shit for a bit too long at this point. I think we need a breather here. To those in the audience with working eyes, you may have noticed that the Supps tower looks a bit different, and that would be because all of this is Gamer Soups ramen. Yeah, you heard me. I said Gamer Soups. I have been slurping on these like another man's penis for the last few weeks. I've like legit been having at least one a day for a week and a half straight, but I haven't been able to talk about it until now. These are genuinely good as hell and really easy to make. Y'all know I can't cook in the stereotypical YouTuber who can barely function sort of way, so when I say I could do it, you know it's easy. You boil water, put flavor packet in cup, put water in cup, wait 5 minutes, and you're done. It saved me a lot of money that I had been spending on eating way too much takeout. Like seriously, at the first link in the description, you can get individual cups of each instant noodle flavor for $2.50 a pop. You can also get a variety pack of 12 cups, 4 of each flavor, for just $15. And guess what? You can still use code Kwite for 10% off these things. You can circumcise even more money off of that already great price. I honestly do recommend the noodles. This shit is good as hell. I actually eat them a lot, and I swear that on my Fortnite win-loss ratio. Plus, you also help out the channel if you choose to check them out. Who the fuck couldn't finish a string cheese? After what I've seen on TikTok, I can imagine a lot of people who would save half of it for later. Including my friend Jabroni Mike, who in public got on his knees and ate half a stick of string cheese that he told me to stick through the fly of my pants. I'm not kidding. That's a true story of the first time I ever hung out with him. A guy on Hinge invited me over for dinner, and when I got there, he proudly displayed his mac and cheese with goldfish breadcrumbs. I'm gonna be honest, that is probably gas. Outside of being a quirky shape, what fundamentally makes standard goldfish different from normal crackers? That's right, that they are white and they taste better. A lot of y'all are probably gonna be cooking me in the comments, but to me, this is just like when people rioted over Taco Bell adding the Dorito shell tacos to their menu. Some folk thought it was gonna be absolutely disgusting, but now, for a lot of people, it's the go-to shell for their tacos from the Bell. You just haven't been properly conditioned to like the thing unconditionally yet.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
I actually know who this guy is. You might have been able to tell from all the designer sneakers in the background, the Supreme shirt, and the Supreme toothbrush he bit in half. But this guy is dummy rich, and that's what I first saw him from. After that content stopped working though, he just became as unhinged as the jaws of a snake. He kept thinking up weirder and weirder gimmicks that would succeed at getting him on my For You page again. I think for a while he would just stare directly at the camera for minutes straight with that thumbnail looking happy face he has, holding it all the time. I can only imagine the video we just watched was another in a long line of certified bangers he's got in the vault. There's no way KFC thinks this shit looks appetizing. It looks like fried erasers. Okay, listen, erasers can taste pretty damn good with the right preparations. I've told this story before, but in elementary school, I used to have a bad habit of munching on erasers all the time in class. I'd have to borrow the removable eraser heads from other students all the time, but I couldn't help myself from eating those too. And one time, when someone asked for it back at the end of class, I did not have it, so I got ratted on. The teacher lectured me and made me confess that I'd eaten someone else's eraser to the entire class. What's worse is that classroom had a pet iguana for some reason, and the teacher had trained it to nod up and down on command. So, after publicly scolding me, she looks to the iguana and says, "Don't you agree, Iggy?" And that asshole nods. And he was enthusiastic about it too. Like, I'm not getting rimmed enough out here, you fucking prick. What was the original tweet again? Don't hand me gumbo unless it looks like this. I really thought the crab was a hand. No, I totally agree. It even looks like it has the fingernails that click really loudly when you tap them against each other. I'm just saying, if the gumbo doesn't look like it came off the set of The Exorcist, don't expect me to eat it. Throwback to when Dutch police arrested a bird for taking part in a robbery, put him in a jail cell with bread and water, and when the media reported on it, they put a little black bar over his face to protect his identity. I looked into it, and it turns out this shit actually happened, which is incredibly adorable, but it's also just another example of cops abusing their power. When will it end? My main issue is, what the hell does this have to do with food? Like, why was this posted on the Messed Up Foods Twitter account? The only grub here is a partially eaten slice of bread. That isn't that weird, which implies that the bird is the weird shit that's gonna get eaten. What the fuck are you getting at here? I like food on twitter.com. Inflamed membranes, post-nasal drip. Peanut. There's pee in my nuts, alright. What the hell kind of blockage is this, though? Is this like a common enough situation in the ER that they make diagrams for med students to study? I guess I'd prefer them to know how to solve this situation than not, but Christ, what other oddly specific shit do you gotta learn to be a doctor? You know what? Probably a whole lot. Weed is not harmful? Okay, then why did the edible force me to make a bowl of cinnamon toast ice cream? Probably because it was gonna taste bomb. I hate to call out a gimmick account like I could do the gimmick better than them, or like I'd even want to do the gimmick better, but this shit is probably one of the safest combos of flavors you can make. It's cinnamon, vanilla, and chocolate. 3 tastes that get mixed together all the time. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is put in milk, and ice cream is just another sweet dairy product. This logic quickly falls apart when you apply it to cheese. Little Caesar's Italian cheese bread and Wendy's chili together. Your fart could probably blow a cotton ball over a farmhouse. Listen, the chili at Wendy's is severely underrated, especially when you put it on a baked potato. But yeah, Crack Cobain is right. You will be achieving liftoff when this meal starts coming out the other end. You will be the first American to set foot on the moon in 50 years because of this challenge you gave your digestive system. A donut that looks like that, 1S, going for $5,000. I once plopped out a big log of shit that curled in the toilet bowl in the shape of that S. Sometimes I think about if I had managed to preserve that poo, maybe cast it in resin, how much money could I be charging for it? It does have the incredible iconography, and also it did come from the butthole of niche internet micro-celebrity Kwite. I'm so glad they make edible substitutes for chewing on drywall and cables. You know, you'd be surprised how many products come from kids doing stupid shit with dangerous stuff. John Tigrit, the guy who made the Bass Pro Pyramid happen, of all things, invented a pen with soft gel sides because he saw his nephew or some shit accidentally get a splinter when using a wooden one. I guess that's how you fill a market? I don't know. Wow, I got a crazy fortune. You will get head. You won't, but wishful thinking only hurts you most of the time. Someone painted the cement barriers into a giant Toblerone, and yeah, it looks like Godzilla tried to take a chunk out of them. The concrete has megalodon bite marks where the paint got scraped away. Is it a chihuahua or a muffin? Some of these are pretty easy, but that muffin in the second row down, second from the left, I had to double check if it actually was a muffin or just a distorted picture of a chihuahua. The issue here is that by muffin standards, these muffins really aren't that messed up. I think this speaks more to the idea that chihuahuas are an inherently fucked up looking dog breed. My roommate can't be serious. You ever had a cereal bar? Yes, when I was 12. How the fuck do they work? There are just some pictures taken of completely inanimate objects that I can't help but have the human response of thinking look absolutely pathetic. It's just this useless, pathetic little thing. It's soggy all the way through, floating around in a thin pond of milk with no purpose in its life. It just looks incredibly sad. Screw it, we're on a roommate kick. Let's look at other examples of roommate-motivated decisions. Do not eat my food. I rubbed my nuts on these. The thing with a threat like this is that if you're gonna make it, you have to follow through on it. At the very least, you have to give the appearance that you did. That box looks unopened, which will immediately tell your roommates that you're bluffing. At the very least, you need to open every single Hot Pocket as if it's already been tampered with, even if you don't want to actually rub your balls on it. Personally, I would recommend smearing your taint all over the Hot Pockets. I mean, you've already come this far, you might as well go all the way, but you aren't even clearing the bare minimum here, man. In case you ever think your roommate's dumb, let me one-up you. This tweet feels industry planted by big shitpost. Aren't pots and pans designed explicitly to not do this? Either this guy is genuinely beating out all of our stories about having bad roommates, or there was a production budget behind this tweet. I don't know which is more likely, but I know which one of the options lets me save face and not give credit to someone else. So fuck you, I think this is a fake image, Annie Banani9. My grandparents got on CNN because they found a duck-shaped tomato in their garden. Oh, come on, there is no way. That thing literally has the fake plastic sheen to it. It's even next to some real, visibly duller tomatoes for comparison. This is like thinking elevators actually take you to a different floor. Nobody really believes this shit, right? God, the only thing I'm seeing now are fraudsters and posers making fake, fucked up looking food. I gotta end this video here for my sanity. Remember, unlike most food in this video, Gamer Soups Instant Noodles actually taste really good and are cheap as hell. Check them out at the first link in the description and use code Kwite for 10% off. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'm gonna eat all those noodles in one sitting.